Hello, and welcome to It's All About You, the best show about you on the internet. I am B. Dave Walters, life strategist and spiritual coach. This is episode 17, The Future. And like always, I want to start off with a quote, but I need to read this one. Do not dwell on the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate your mind on the present moment. That's by Buddha. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate your mind on the present moment. It's by Buddha, okay? Now, there's another one of those opportunities where I'm going to be shooting two shows back to back, so I don't know if I'm going to keep talking about this in the next one, so let's just kind of chat and see where this goes. The reason why I'm doing this is because a friend of mine, actually a couple people, have asked me what I think about 2012 and what's going to happen on 2012. So let me talk about that for a little bit before we talk about anything else. Remember when I said last time in the episode about spirit that nobody knows where we come from or knows what happens when we die? It's the same thing with the future. Nobody knows what's going to happen on December 21st, 2012. I don't, neither does anybody else, okay? I'm just going to tell you what I think based on years of research. You know, it's strange. It's not that this is anything new that this was going to happen. I mean, the Mayan calendar is run out at the same date since its inception. I guess people have just started paying attention because, you know, the end of the world is around the corner. If you don't know what I'm talking about, on December 21st, 2012 is the end of the Mayan calendar. It's the end of the fifth world, or the end of the fifth sun. Actually, technically, it's the beginning of the sixth sun. We'll talk about that in a second. And along with the end of the calendar comes the end of life as we know it, right? Which can mean anything, right? But a lot of people have kind of hooked on to the fact that, oh no, it's the end of the world, everything's going to fall apart in like 3 years. And I have to say, when I first heard it, I was worried about it also. But here's the thing. If you notice, well, there's so many things I want to say. So let me begin at the beginning. First, when you read things like the Bible, the book of Revelations, various prophets, Nostradamus that are saying all these terrible things are going to happen, and I believe it is possible for a person to see the future. I think that is possible. But have you ever heard the saying, it's a prophet's job to be wrong? That if a prophet comes along and tells you, hey, if you keep smoking, you're going to die of lung cancer in 10 years. And so hopefully you're going to stop smoking and not die in 10 years. Does that make sense? You're supposed to listen to the warnings and hear what they're saying and change what you're doing. And because you change what you're doing, you're supposed to get a different outcome. That's what it means when it says a prophet's job is supposed to be wrong. Okay? So what happens with the Mayan calendar then is that a lot of people have chosen to hook on to the most negative and fearful interpretation of this. And there is a lot of money to be made in scaring the hell out of you. If you notice when you watch the news, you ever heard the saying, if it bleeds, it leads? That if you can choose between two stories, if you can choose between toothpaste might kill you and all-time, loving family relationships at an all-time high, which one do you think they're going to lead with? They're going to lead with the one that's going to scare you, okay? There's a lot of money to be made on books and DVDs and movies and things that are designed to shock you and scare you and make you fearful for the world, okay? Because for the most part, happy, fulfilled, self-aware, confident people are a lot harder to dominate. I apologize. I got like a paper over here that I'm crinkling up. Sorry, you're getting to see behind the scenes. I would edit that out. Not gonna. So you're gonna know that I'm a human being and this stuff kind of happens. But that's bugging me. Okay. So when you look at this calendar, this Mayan calendar that lasts like 2,500 years, it comes down to the exact point, but I don't want to go too deeply into it. And it ends on a specific day, December 21st, 2012. And the Sumerians had a similar calendar that ended around that time, and the Egyptians had a calendar that ended around that time. Arguably, the Anasazi and some of the Native Americans had calendars that ended around this same time. And a lot of people look at this and they see, oh my God, this is terrible. But it doesn't necessarily have to be terrible. Like I'll tell you, for instance, everybody says it's the end of the world on December 21st, but that's actually not true. For the Mayan calendar, the fifth world has already ended. We're already out of the fifth sun. We're actually between worlds right now. So whatever you think was going to happen when the world ended should be happening right now. And interestingly enough, it's happening right now. When you look at the world, when you see, the wars and conflicts and the war on terror and all that crap, but alongside that, you're also seeing a new spiritual awakening. You're seeing the return of the divine feminine. You're seeing people look at things in a way that they never have before. You're seeing the planet come together in a way like never before. And so, yes, you can look at the terrible things. You can look at things like earthquakes and wars and rumors of war. Which, speaking of, let me talk to my Christian brothers and sisters for a second here about the book of Revelations. And if you're not a Christian and you don't know what I'm talking about, the last book of the Bible is called the book of Revelations. And it gives this whole shopping list of things that's going to happen right before Jesus Christ returns to the earth. Bodily returns to the earth to, rule for 1,000 years of peace, and then everything's going to be great. Actually, everything's going to be great, and then everything's going to be not great, and then everything gets great again. But a lot of thought and concentration gets put into this, and reading all the signs and symbols and knowing when it's coming back, and people, believing they can pinpoint the day. Even though the Bible says no man knows the hour, men still try and figure out the hour, okay? So, if you look at any time in history, it fits the description given in the book of Revelations. It really does. If you want to look for wars, there's wars. You want to look for earthquakes, there's earthquakes. You want to look for chaos, there's chaos. In fact, one of the big interpretations of the book of Revelations is that John the Baptist really was talking about the Roman Empire. He really was. He was talking about exactly what was happening in his time, in his day, and that he thought Jesus Christ was going to be back in, the next 50, 100 years or so. I don't know. I wasn't there. I can't ask John what he thought. But what I'm getting at is catastrophobia serves no purpose, okay? Whatever's going to happen on December 21st, 2012 is going to happen on December 21st, 2012. And I personally am going to have an end of the world / Christmas party on December 20th, 2012. My personal opinion is nothing is going to happen, because what it signifies is, you know what? In fact, I'm going to go ahead and split this up here for my brothers and sisters on YouTube before I tell you what 2012 really signifies. For everybody else, stay with me. We're going to keep everybody. B. Dave Walters here. You know how I'm always saying that the easiest way to solve your problems or achieve your goals is to help someone else solve their problems or achieve their goals? Well, I spend a lot of money every month on marketing and lead generation of various types, and I would much rather just pay that money to you. And before I go on, this is not network marketing. I'm not asking you to sell anything, nothing like that. I just find as I talk to a lot of people, most everybody wants to make a couple of extra dollars these days, and I'm looking for help with my marketing efforts, so I think maybe we can help each other. The way it works, if you refer someone to me, if you refer either an individual or a business or, decision maker from a business, and they become a client of mine or make a purchase on my website, peacelovemoney.com, I will pay you half of their initial payment or their first month's service. Okay? So send them to me directly, send them to the website. If they become a client, you get paid. It is that simple. If you want to know more, visit peacelovemoney.com, click on the individuals and the affiliates. It will explain everything. I got a PDF, gives you all the information. I look forward to hearing from you. I need help. You need help. Together we can help the people that you refer to me. Everybody wins. I love you. You're fantastic. Okay, bye-bye.